Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to now talk about the Gateway and Portland results for Cup and the Truck Series for Gateway, while Xfinity was over at Portland. But before we get into that, let's first talk about next week's schedule race, which is at Sonoma for Cup, Xfinity, and the ARCA Menard Series. So Friday, June 7th, will be practice and qualifying both of them for the ARCA Menard West Series. 1:30 p.m. for practice, and while 3:10 p.m. will be there for qualifying. 4:05 p.m. will then be practice for the Xfinity Series, while 5:05 p.m. will then be practice for the Cup Series. Xfinity that'll be on FS1, the Cup Series that'll be on FS1, PRN, and Sirius XM. While 6:30 p.m. will be the ARCA Menard West Series race for the running of the General Tire 200 that'll be on Flow Racing. Saturday, June 8th at 3:30 p.m. will then be qualifying for the Xfinity Series, which will be on FS2. At 6 p.m. will then be the Cup Series qualifying that'll be on FS2, PRN, and Sirius XM. Then at 8 p.m. will then be the Xfinity Series race for the running of the Zip Buy Now Pay Later 250. That'll be on FS1, PRN, and Sirius XM. I feel like, does Sonoma have lights? Because I don't know, because it looks like this Sonoma race might be maybe running under the lights. Not really too sure. Now, Sunday, June 9th at 3:30 p.m. will then be the Cup Series race for the running of the Toyota Save-Mart 350. That'll be on Fox, PRN, and Sirius XM. This will also be the final broadcast race that Fox will also do before NBC takes over for their part of the schedule. So that'll be good riddance. Thank God Fox is not continuing this year because holy shit, they have been horrendous. But let's now have a look now at the Truck Series results. And the winner of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at Gateway is Corey Heim. Then we have Christian Eckes, Nick Sanchez, Ty Majeski, Lane Riggs, Chase Purdy, Ben Rose, Stuart Friesen, Andres Perez de Lara, and Luke Van Hals ran out the top 10. Followed by Tanner Gray, Daniel Dye, Ty Dillon, Dean Thompson, and Tyler Ankrum ran out the top 15. Well, there wasn't really a lot of stuff happening in this race, I'll be honest, but I guess I'll talk about Colby Howard. He was battling for second place when all of a sudden his tire went flat and hit the outside wall pretty hard, basically pancaked it. That was the first caution, the second caution pretty sure of the race other than the stage. I think the first one was from Luke Van Hals, who spun out on the rumble strip, but pretty bad day for Colby Howard. He's actually been pretty alright for Tricon Garage in his couple starts that he's started for the team. So he's actually been alright, which is pretty good. But pretty bad there, I'll be honest, from Howard. Obviously not following his own or anything. Just had a tie down. That's really about it. But I mean, I don't know what else to really say about this race. I mean, Corey, he continues his dominance. He now has 4 wins in this season. And a bounce back as well from Charlotte after his disqualification, so at least that's a good sign there. I guess maybe talk about Andres Perez de Lara, who is also a Mexican driver, I believe, basically following the footsteps of Daniel Suarez. He finished pretty well. I mean, he started 16th, finishes 9th, pretty decent there. Good job from Andres. And Luke Van Hals, who qualified 27th, it got up into the top 10, so also great job there from Luke, as well from sitting down on the first couple laps of the race. But other than that, that's really about it. That's all I can really say. But let's now have a look now at the other finishes outside of the top 15. So let's now have a look now. Who do we really talk about here? I guess maybe actually talk about Vincent Salas, who finishes down in 25th. This was his first start for McAnally Hillgren Racing. Obviously, he's done a couple starts for Young's Motorsports as well, but he spun out pretty late into the race as well. And Corey Heim as well had to just maneuver that, so that was pretty scary there for Corey Heim. Bailey Curry, where was he? Nowhere, apparently. Taylor Gray as well, who got some stage points, finishes down in 30th. Mason Massey had an engine problem, and obviously down in last place was Corey Heim with that flat tire. Let's now have a look now at the Xfinity Series results. And the winner of the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Portland is Shane Van Gisbergen. Yep, Shane Van Gisbergen has won a NASCAR race. Followed by Justin Allgaier, Sammy Smith, AJ Allmendinger, Ed Jones, Cole Custer, Josh Williams, Parker Kligerman, Parker Retzlaff, and Riley Herbst ran out the top 10. Then we have Austin Hill, Josh Bilicki, Sheldon Creed, Ryan Sieg, and Austin Green ran out the top 15. One driver as well failed to qualify, that being Frankie Muniz for Joey Gase Racing, or possibly Gase Muniz Racing or Motorsports. I don't know what the name is of it. But either way, I guess I'll talk about the pole sit of this Sam Mayer. Right away, onto turn 1, on the very beginning of the race, he got spun out by Shane Van Gisbergen. Now, Van Gisbergen, I should say, he did apologize after in his interview as well, which is at least a good sign. At least, also, he took full responsibility for that. I saw as well some people were blaming Sam Mayer for it. I mean, it was definitely Van Gisbergen's fault, and obviously he owned up to it, so at least that's a good sign there. But there was also a multi-car wreck as well. I'm pretty sure I had like Brandon Jones and Blaine Perkins. I think both of them were all part of it on the front stretch, which was, I mean, it not only happened, I think, on like the middle part of the race, I believe. So it didn't really like put a lot of impact onto this race, but. I mean, Shane Van Gisbergen, he didn't let the most laps. It was Justin Allgaier, I'm pretty sure he led the most laps, I believe. But Van Gisbergen, he was definitely up there. Obviously contending for like top 5, top 10. So basically how it was in Coda, and we know how well that ended for Van Gisbergen at Coda. Basically got absolutely fucked over by penalties. But now here, there is no fucked over by penalties. It is a true win for Van Gisbergen. First Kiwi, I'm pretty sure as well, to win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. That's at least a good sign there. And the first Oceania driver to win since Marcus Ambrose, I believe. I think Ambrose won. I don't think Owen Kelly's won, so it definitely was. It was definitely Marcus Ambrose, the last Oceania driver, Australia, New Zealand, for all those people who have known what the hell Oceania means, to win the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I don't think Owen Kelly has won, so. Yeah, but either way, a good showing there from Van Gisbergen. He has now locked himself into the playoffs, so that's a good sign there as well for the entirety of Australia and New Zealand, but also my prediction as well, as I did say Van Gisbergen will be in the playoffs. But let's now have a look now at the other fixtures outside of the top 15. Also as well, actually, before, quick shout out to Ed Jones, the UAE driver. Finishes in the top 5, which is pretty good. I think that's actually his second start, maybe, I think, this season. So pretty good job there from Ed Jones. Now, Blaine Perkins, like I mentioned beforehand, pretty sure was involved in that wreck with Brandon Jones, I believe. So that's been unlucky there. But obviously he finishes up into 20th. Who else can we really talk about? Sam Mayer, 28th. I mean, it was a good recovery drive, but. Damn, you really have to feel bad for Sam Mayer, including Ryan Truex. I just saw him as well. Finishes down in 27th. Pretty unlucky there as well for Truex. Who else can we really talk about? Chandler Smith and Brandon Jones, both of them were involved in that wreck on the front stretch. But Jeff Burton, he was just nowhere. And Preston Partis for DGM Racing. He had a track bar problem, which caused him to retire on lap 9. Let's now have a look now at the Cup Series results. And the winner of the NASCAR Cup Series at Gateway is Austin Cindric. I've not said his name in a while. Followed by Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, Joe Logano, Austin Dillon, Christopher Bell, Carson Hocevar, Justin Haley, and Kyle Larson ran out the top 10. Followed by Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, and William Byron ran out the top 15. Where do I start? Well, let's first talk about the Kyle and Kyle show. Kyle Buescher, Kyle Larson. They basically wrecked in turn 1. Now, Harvick did say on TV that Busch looked, I mean, obviously he kind of swerved into Larson, kind of doored him and stuff, but then, I don't know about, I don't know, to be honest. And Larson as well, on the radio after the crash, basically said that he turned it on him. But you kind of got loose. He didn't really give you enough. I mean, I feel like he gave him enough room. It's just that they were just battling really hard, and there goes Larson into the wall, including Kyle Busch, and that was the end of Kyle Busch's day, which is pretty disappointing because he was running pretty well. He was running top 10, top 5 consistently today, and then kind of just screwed up for him. So that was pretty unlucky there for Kyle Busch. But Larson, he bounced back to finish 10th place, and let me remind you, he has still not gotten a playoff waiver. When is that ever going to happen for NASCAR? Now, I guess let's talk about the two big drivers, Christopher Bell and Ryan Blaney. Christopher Bell, he was the most dominant driver in this race. I mean, he won both stages, stage 1 and 2. He led the most laps. It was looking like a cakewalk for Christopher Bell. Until the final couple laps where Blaney and Bell, they were having a phenomenal battle. I just want to say it was amazing to watch. But then Bell reported engine problems. And that was kind of basically the end for Christopher Bell. He actually did get a push as well from Martin Truex Jr. He was like 2 laps down then, so at least you know, some teammates, you know, working together and helping each other out, which is a good sign. So, but yeah, it was just not a good sign there for Christopher Bell, who was very dominant in this race. But what about Ryan Blaney? Well, it was the biggest Hollywood story just turnaround I've ever seen, where on the final lap, waving the white flag, he runs out of fuel. Reportedly runs out of fuel. I have never seen that. I can't remember the last one that's ever happened. Maybe 2011, New Hampshire, maybe, when, was it Clint Boyer, I'm pretty sure, he ran out of fuel, and Tony Stewart came in and won and passed him. That was maybe like the last time someone ran out of fuel with like 2 laps, or maybe like the final lap to go. So it's been a while that has happened, and yeah, he finished outside of the top 20, I believe, Ryan Blaney. So very unlucky there for Blaney. He is still looking for his first race win in the season now, our reigning champion. So, oh boy, I'm getting a bit worried there for Ryan Blaney, but hopefully he will get a win at some point this year. But where the hell did Austin Cindric come from? Like, to be fair, he was really good in this race. He was running consistently top 5, top 10 as well. So with him to win possibly his best race he's ever competed in is really good for his morale, and possibly as well he might finally woken up. I mean, I remember when he was touted as a next generation NASCAR driver, and the only thing he's really done was being mediocre at best and winning the Daytona 500 in his first start, even though he might have got a little bit of help with Ryan Blaney kind of screwing him over. Well, screwing himself over and kind of just being a bully. But either way, this win, absolutely Austin Cindric deserves. Even though, like, people might say that he is a silver spoon because, you know, Tim Cindric is, you know, higher up in Team Penske, but still it doesn't really matter that Austin Cindric, he has shown to everyone that he does have the talent to be in the Cup Series, and it's obviously showed here at Gateway. Hopefully he can keep this throughout the season. If not, it's gonna be an interesting time when the playoffs starts. But let's now have a look now at the other pitchers outside of the top 15. So the big one, Ryan Blaney, finishes down in 24th. Heartbreak for Ryan Blaney. Mike McDowell as well, heartbreak for him as well, finishes out in 25th. Our pole sitter, who was really fast at the start of this race and just kind of went out of nowhere. Who else? Cody Ware, he crashed out because he ran out of talent. Martin Truex Jr., who tried and helped Christopher Bell to get at least a good finish. Kyle Busch, obviously, collided with Kyle Larson, while Josh Berry, I'm pretty sure, had a flat tire, I believe, and was the first retirement of the race. Let's now have a look now at the Truck Series standings. So here are the standings now after the Truck Series race at Gateway. Christian Eckes is still in the lead, only though by 31 points over Corey Heim, followed by Nick Sanchez, Ty Majeski, Taylor Gray, Roger Caruth, Tyler Ankrum, Ben Rhodes, Tanner Gray, and Granite Finger ran out of the top 10. And Stuart Friesen and Daniel Dye in 11th and 12th. Still currently, drivers have locked themselves into the playoffs. It includes Roger Caruth, Nick Sanchez, Corey Heim, and Christian Eckes. Let's now have a look now at the NASCAR Xfinity Series standings. So here are the standings now after the Xfinity Series race at Poland. Cole Custer now moves up into the championship lead, only there by 18 points over Austin Hill and Chandler Smith, followed by Justin Allgaier, Jesse Love, AJ Allmendinger, Riley Herbst, Sheldon Creed, Parker Kligerman, and Sammy Smith moving up 3 spots to take into the top 10, followed by Ryan Sieg also moving up 3 spots, and Sam Mayer moving down 1. Obviously, the biggest loser as well was Chandler Smith losing not only the championship lead, but also going down 2 spots over Custer and Austin Hill. Shane Van Gisbergen as well has locked himself into the playoffs along with Jesse Love, Justin Allgaier, Chandler Smith, and Austin Hill, including Sam Mayer as well. Let's now have a look now at the Cup Series standings. So here are the standings now for the NASCAR Cup Series after Gateway. Denny Hamlin is still in the lead, followed by Kyle Larson, 21 points back. Then we have Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Brad Keselowski, and Alex Bowman ran out the top 10, followed by Ross Chastain and Ryan Blaney in 11th and 12th. Christopher Bell, the biggest mover, moving up 3 spots, while the biggest losers were Alex Bowman and Martin Truex Jr., both of them moving down 2 spots. Austin Cindric has also locked himself into playoffs along with Brad Keselowski, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, and Denny Hamlin, including as well Daniel Suarez. So just a reminder, the next week's schedule race is at Sonoma for Cup, Xfinity, and the Arc Camaro West Series. So now, like you guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me, especially on this channel. Considering I did not do the starting grid for the Coca-Cola 600, I will be doing the starting grid here at Sonoma because of some international drivers which I know very well are coming here to race. So that's really bad out for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.